Are you tired of wishing for a different life, only to see the same old problems show up again and again and again? And what if I told you you're already creating your reality every single day, every single second, whether or not you realize it? See, the secret isn't more wishing or manifesting for things. It's about mastering your inner world, learning to consciously assume the reality you already desire. This is not just positive thinking. It's a cosmic law. We must learn to master our internal world. Neville Goddard, he was a philosopher and spiritual teacher. If you've never heard of him, he was the most powerful spiritual teacher of the 20th century, way ahead of his time. He was born in 1905 in Barbados, and he moved to New York City as a young man, where he was originally trained as a dancer and an actor. But everything changed when he met his spiritual mentor, someone who told him, "Your imagination is God." That moment shifted everything for him. He went on to teach that we are not separate from source. We are it. And the tool we've been given is our imagination, one that they kill early on in school. And from 1940s through 1970s, he gave hundreds of lectures and wrote several books. The Power of Awareness, The Feeling is in the Secret, all of which point back to one truth. Your assumptions create your reality. You don't get what you want, you get what you believe. So he wasn't into religion or any of that dogma. He was just teaching quantum reality, identity shifting, and manifestation decades before they were mainstream. He passed in 1972, but his work is having a massive spiritual revival right now because people are waking up to their true power, to their authentic selves. So if you've ever heard anyone say, live in the end, feel it as real, that's Neville's work. And he talked about mastery of the internal because that's the only mastery that's needed, because the outer world is simply casting a shadow by our inner assumptions, our inner thoughts, our beliefs, and our emotions. So we have to learn to master that inner world, something that they don't tell us about. They want our attention on the external. Once I get this car, once I get this house, this relationship, then I'm gonna feel good. But no, Neville shows us that we have to master the internal world. He emphasized that trying to control the external world without first mastering your inner world through your imagination is futile, useless. He says, don't fight what's happening, change it in your mind first. Instead of us reacting to life, our circumstances of how they are right now, imagine how you want it to be. I have a friend, she's always saying, I just wish things were like this or like that. She is stuck in this reality. Imagine another reality we're creating. So you're not just a person, you're a living manifestation machine, and you're designed to turn ideas into things, into visions, and reality into form. So we're built to create. Just like advanced tools or machines, we're so much more powerful, but they don't want us to know that. Because if we did know that we're super powerful, like gods, then we can't be controlled. And that's their biggest fear. Our thoughts, emotions, imaginations, and belief work together like a divine operating system that shapes our reality. So your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner conversations and your assumptions. So if you don't like what's showing up, then you got to change it. And I have so many examples that I could show you of things that have happened to me that through my imagination I created. Everything down to my YouTube plaque there. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just knew I wanted to put content out on YouTube that changed lives, and I didn't know how. And through that imagination, through that vision, I created that reality. That's just one single thing that I did. I could tell you a million stories that I've created in my reality. But every single thought you are thinking today, you're creating your tomorrow. Everything man-made, from your phone to buildings, first came into someone's mind, and that's how they created it out of there. Neville Goddard's core technique is the law of assumption. This is so powerful. He teaches that to act as if your wish is already fulfilled. That means living in the end with conviction and feeling your desire is already present in this reality. Now, it takes a lot of conviction when your current reality isn't what you want it to be, but not believing any of this is real. It's all an illusion what's showing up in your reality. It's all showing up because you're at a certain vibration and frequency, and they're just atoms and molecules. Everything's made of, nothing solid. I'm not making this up. You can look this this up. And as you understand that this reality that you're living can shift just like that, when you shift your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your brain doesn't even know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you imagine something, you're literally building new neural networks in your brain, memories of the future in your brain. So if you want to create a new reality, just stop hoping for it. Start saying empowering truths in your head consistently, the ones that you want to experience. For example, instead of saying I'm always broke, try I'm abundant and financially free. You want to infuse these inner declarations with the feeling and imagination, because feeling is the key with everything. If you can engage all your senses and be in the feeling as if, that is the main thing. We don't want to wait till we already have it. That's too late. We want to feel the joy. We want to feel the safety and the security in our body. We want to feel the relaxation, the relief, as if we already have it now. Because the reality is, when you get what you are really looking for, that's not what you wanted anyway. It was just the feeling. This isn't about denying the truth of what is. It's about imagining a new reality, something that you want to create, and understanding that your current circumstances, everything that you're dealing with, is a product of your past thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. And those have to change for your reality to change. You have 4 powerful creative tools that are shaping your reality in every single moment. It's your thinking, your speaking, your actions, and your emotions. So thinking sculpts this creation, speaking puts life into it, and actions feed the energy into your manifestation. And then emotions give power to your manifestation. So when all 4 of these tools are in alignment with the outcome you want, the life you want to create, you bring something out of the mind into this reality. This is the roadblock where people get stuck. See, most people are struggling because they have unresolved trauma and limiting beliefs that are keeping them stuck in this current reality. And these subconscious programs dictate your current reality. So if you're stuck in a loop of feeling anxious, depressed, overthinking, fear, it's because your mind is constantly reliving the past trauma, negatively anticipating the future of what could happen. And to overcome this, you've got to prioritize healing and mind mastery. You didn't come here to suffer. You came here to evolve, for your soul to evolve. And we have to disrupt this negative autopilot thoughts. And I'm giving you some steps to doing that. So number 1 is using your emotions as a gauge. If you're not feeling good, or whatever it is, you want to check in. What am I thinking about when emotions arise? When you get triggered by something outside of you, a person, a place, a thing, what were you thinking about? These emotions are messengers. They're not enemies. They're showing up to show you where you're vibrationally living. And we have to shift these, but we have to know where we're at in order to shift them. So they're showing up to assist you. Number 2, you want to stop the negative thoughts dead in its tracks. So don't let the looping continue. Interrupt it immediately as soon as you figure out that you're in those thoughts. It's kind of like changing a channel on the TV. You don't want to argue with a bad show. You just want to switch the show. It's realizing that you're in a program and it's disempowering you. A lot of people that come to me, and I had someone, this question comes up a lot. It's like, does my ex-boyfriend or my ex-girlfriend want to get back together with me? I'm like, why are you focusing on, you're spending your money and your time to ask that question. You should be focusing on the future vision of what you want to create, because thinking in that way, bringing up that question, is only the past. And obviously, if that relationship didn't work out and it's not currently showing up in your reality, it's because it's no longer aligned, right? So we don't want to focus on the past. It's continuing to disempower us. Instead, we want to focus on an empowering future. Number 3 is we want to bring awareness back to the present moment, because the only place we create is in the present moment. Why? Because there is no past, there is no future. I know that's confusing what I said before, but the reality is, if I don't change my thoughts today, I don't interrupt my thinking, I'm just going to recreate what I've already created. And if I disrupt and interrupt my thoughts and come into the present moment, I'm going to change what shows up in the future. And we see it linear, past, present, and future, but it's all happening simultaneously. But the more we can pull our mind back to the present moment, what do I smell? What do I hear? What am I experiencing right now? We're pulling ourselves out of that illusion and we're anchoring into the now. And that's where the real power lives, is in the now, in the moment. Nothing lives outside of this moment. You can create reality only in this moment. Step 4 is you want to breathe deeply. breathing in and exhaling out, and really using breath to calm and reset your nervous system. This is such a great hack to shift yourself out of that survival, fight, or flight. We have to come back to our body, in our body, settle back down into our body. Every conscious breath reminds your body you are safe. You are free to shift your energy. And number 5 is shift your state with empowering actions. We want to consistently affirm through using things to raise our vibration, dancing, meditation, movement. Joy is a frequency shift. This is the fastest way to break out of a lower loop and signal new timeline, is to shift into a state of joy, a state of ecstasy, state of love. Even though it's not showing up in our current reality, it's never going to show up in our current reality if we don't shift to it. 4 big manifestations like creating love or financial abundance or amazing health, you have to shift your identity. You must become the person who already has these things. If you want true love, you have to become loving. So instead of focusing on that outcome or that specific individual, it's the journey of becoming. And consistency is the key. A lot of times it doesn't show up. There's a lag between the other dimensions and the imagination and creating it in this reality. But the more you focus on that reality, that imagination that you want to create, it starts to create it in this reality. You just have to be consistent. Just like a road trip, there will be detours, flat tires, and challenges, but you keep your eye on the prize, on that spiritual vision, on that new identity that you want to create. You align your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your emotions daily. The divine will help you attain it. There's a larger source of energy that will get behind you and align you. You don't need to know the how. The universe will orchestrate the perfect timing and synchronicities exactly how you need them. It's soul timing. It's not mind timing. Remembering you are a master at manifesting. You can't help but do it. So why not do it consciously? Say it in your head. Act as if it's already done. And then just wait for what happens. Your new reality will await you. This process shows you're not just a passenger in the car. You are creator of your universe, and your attention, your awareness is not a passive process, but it's the actual mechanism that turns your potential into the reality you want to create. So nothing is passive. You are creating reality. You're manifesting it with your thoughts, with your emotion. You don't need to wish anymore. You don't need to wait anymore for the outside world to change. You just need to decide. You need to claim that this is who I am, to feel what you would feel now. You're not here to play small. You're here to create, to play a bigger game. And if nobody told you this today, you're more powerful than you've ever been led to believe. So drop it in the comment. What's the new reality that you're stepping into? What are you claiming right here, right now? Let's build this field of possibility together, because your new life starts right here, right now.